Hello, my name is Bramwell Rotich. This is the Global Education Unit, and today we are going to discuss the topic Bridging the Gap, that's enhancing education in Kenya through innovative funding and resource management, fostering citizenship action for sustainable development. We know that a flourishing society relies on education to empower people and boost its economy. Kenya, my country, has improved education access, but resource allocation and financing of education remain a challenge and unresolved. You know, Kenya recently introduced a new curriculum called competency-based curriculum, and its success is reliant on availability of funds and sufficient resources. We have stakeholders engagement, we have issues of teachers. It needs to make sure that teachers are equipped with the necessary skills and training that pertains the new curriculum, that is CBC, competency-based curriculum. Learning materials need to be availed because the curriculum is new, so we need to provide learning materials to the learning institution. The report proposes appropriate approaches for Kenya education system finances and encourage sustainable development innovation. The issue of discussion, the issue is limited resources and funding in Kenya's education system. You find in Kenya, mostly they say education, they mention free primary education, they say high school education is free, but you find that still students are still paying a lot of money for them to finance their education. So it is really not free, but the government says that it's supposed to be free primary and free high school education. So it has become a challenge now because of insufficient fund. We have poor infrastructure, teacher training is an issue, and instructional resources. For example, according to Adulo and others 2018, the successful implementation of e-learning systems is closely tied to the availability of funding to help with various resources. E-learning equipment, we have training, repair, and support. However, there is consistent lack of funding to fulfill these responsibilities. Regional resource distribution favors cities over rural areas, that's according to Bellino 2021. Over reliance on conventional finance limits alternative financing possibilities as education is concerned. We have now global connection, education and sustainable development goals, that is SDGs. SDGs for we have quality education requires inclusive and equitable education, that is according to United Nations Statistics Division 2023. Kenya has implemented framework for their education system, Muigua 021, Article 53 of the 2010 Constitution. Article 53 was implemented by the 2013 Basic Education Act. We have Technical and Vocational Education and Training Act 2013. We have Teacher Service Commission Act 2012. We have the Higher Education Loan Board Act 1995, which helped to manage a fund to grant loans to Kenya students attending recognized institution in Kenya and abroad. Majorly, they do technical vocational education. The help loan also assists to in institution of higher learning like universities for students who are studying in the country and also those who are studying abroad. But you find sometimes we have a challenge. Students don't get these loans. They apply for loans, they don't get. So it's becoming also a challenge. Even during repayment period, you find students, when you get employed, you pay the same loan with a lot of interest. So it becomes also challenging. So this depicts that there is a big problem with financing in Kenya education system. Proposal is fostering citizenship action through innovative funding. Because we know that funding is not only a challenge in Kenya and other countries. If you see, even in the news, you find challenges everywhere. Feeding children has become a challenge. We have some schools, we find students learning under trees. We find, because they don't have classrooms, you find there are no learning materials. You find even the infrastructure, road that children pass or students pass in going to school is also a challenge. Sometimes students don't go to school because of poor weather, because the roads are impassable. So we need to come up with proposal in actually addressing these challenges. We have proposal is fostering citizenship action through innovative funding. We need to utilize PPPs, that is private-public partnership, to attract private sector education infrastructure investment. We need community-based finance, empowers local communities to support education. We need also to promote technology-based fundraising channels to expand donor base. We have challenges now to enacting the proposal that I've just mentioned. We have institutional issues, resources management, transparency, and accountability. That is now institutional issue, because you find it is hard. You find we cannot get transparent report on how these people who deal with this financing, they are not accountable. They don't want to be held accountable. Sometimes people divert the money meant for education to other issues. We have corruption issues, so it affects the accountability part. Ideological challenges, we have reluctance to shift financing approaches and embrace new ideas. We have another challenge, which is political challenges, conflicting priorities and little political desire to support education. You find politicians, they go around this issue because most of them, they don't have that drive, they don't have desire to support education. So provided they are comfortable, they don't have a problem. We need to address now institutional challenges. Addressing institutional challenges, we need to set transparent resource allocation and use standards. We need to present a fundamental principle employed in assessing the allocation and utilization of resources. These principles include adequacy, effectiveness, efficiency, worth for money, or rather value for money, transparency, and equity. The importance of transparency is acknowledged through the existence of national allocation and reporting system that are publicly accessible. Establish a strong monitoring and evaluation system to track money utilization and effect, so that you can be able to tell if actually money was spent the way it was intended, or it was channeled to the right place. We need to also have collaboration amongst education stakeholders to ensure that we have shared duty and accountability in place. Addressing ideological challenges, we need to promote novel financing solutions to stakeholders, like running awareness campaign on the need of financing this education. Need to address issue and develop agreement with community leaders and officials via conversations and workshops. We need to promote also new financing model successes to prove their efficacy. Addressing political challenges, we need to emphasize long-term advantages of investing in human capital and advocate for more government education funding. Promptly address the need for altering the extent, fairness, effectiveness, and investment in human capital. It is particularly crucial in the domains of education and health, as these sectors play a vital role in fostering sustainable development and addressing disparities. That is according to Manuel and others 2019. Encourage young civic involvement and lobbying to impact policy. Need to partner with foreign organizations and donors to boost government financing. In conclusion, we can say that innovative finance strategies, institutional changes, and stakeholder involvement are needed to address Kenya's education system's budget shortage. Kenya can improve education and meet development objectives by encouraging citizenship action and sustainable finance. That's all that I have today. Thank you.